What's going on, everyone? Stellar Blade took me a bit longer than I had anticipated because that game has well over $70 worth of content, meaning it was pretty damn long. I really underestimated it and wanted to take my time, not to rush. But the question remains, is that $70 worth of content quality, or should you spend your money elsewhere? But before we find out, I want to congratulate Jason Dodd for winning the Skur Ritual giveaway. And for this video, I have hidden 3 of my favorite hack and slash games somewhere, and I just need you to find them and tell me what they are, and I'll enter you in a chance to win Stellar Blade. This is a PS5 exclusive, so the way I'm going to do this is I'll buy PlayStation currency and send the amount to whoever wins. The winner will be decided in 10 days after the release of this video. So, my name is Tanner. This is For Your Money, a different kind of review. You are Eve, one of the warriors from the Airborne Squad 7 that is sent in by Mother Sphere to eliminate the Alpha Naytiba in one of Earth's districts. After a fatal confrontation with the Alpha, Eve is the sole survivor in a world that is unknown to her. She is rescued by Adam, a scavenger from the last city on Earth who also requires her help. Zion is a city of dwindling power, meaning death will be certain if that's not changed. And with humanity not believing that Mother Sphere will ever return, they look for Eve to help them. In exchange for her help, they inform her that stopping Alpha Naytiba, it's not going to do anything unless you combat the Elder. So to further aid her mission for Mother Sphere, she sets out to bring down the Naytibas once and for all, while helping Zion reinstate itself as a safe haven and uncover a lost truth. I think I was vague enough, but still, I got it across without spoiling anything. There is a lot that goes into the story, and to most people that's probably surprising. I mean, it certainly caught me off guard. I was expecting a simple little story to do its job while we enjoyed all the gameplay had to offer. I was wrong. This plot is filled with twists, turns, curveballs, and you're not going to see any of them coming. It encourages you to push forward to unravel every bit that this game has to offer. Sure, it starts out a tad slow, but when it picks up, and it will pick up, the game does not let go. Now, you also have side quests, and I'm telling you, there are tons of them. And some of them are going to give you rewards such as money and XP, and others are going to unlock things such as the hairstylist. Go collect the tools he wants, and now you can change your hairstyle and color. But of course, you're always going to have that ponytail. Every character you're going to meet along the way is special, they're quirky, no one's the same, and they all have some pretty uncommon issues. All around, from main story, side quests, and characters, it has everything here, and it delivers on all aspects it has to offer, and it doesn't stay around longer than you want it to. Stellar Blade is a tried and true hack and slash. Different combos will be utilized distinctly depending on what enemy you're facing. Special attacks are going to save your life or give you a second to breathe when your hands are getting a little sweaty. Combat flow is something that can really make or break a game like this, but luckily these devs smooth everything over. No hitches and very responsive. The toughest aspect I would have to say for the gameplay is timing. Knowing when you need to parry their attacks, diminishing their balance, and allowing for a retribution strike to fatally wound them, or dodging the hell out of the way because you're not going to want to be smacked around like a volleyball. Now, attacks are color-coded, so you're going to know what to do when the time comes. Of course, some attacks can't be blocked at first, and that's because everything in this game is going to be given to you gradually, so you need to upgrade Eve. Now, the moment you unlock the gun, that's when everything really comes to light. You can start stacking skill points and unlocking different combos or different abilities such as the stealth kill, the chain stealth kill, an air attack, a double dodge. I mean, the skill tree is extensive and it contains a lot of game changers, from survivability by building up your beta more, allowing for more special attacks, to enhancing those attacks to deal insurmountable damage. If you plan on surviving the world of Stellar Blade and enjoying everything it has to offer, you have to upgrade, and honestly, I'd say do it wisely at first. The first open area you come to that has side quests, they can be difficult. But like I said, they grant XP. So if you want to get a jump start on this skill tree, upgrade smart and get a jump start on the tougher task, and you're going to be golden, pony boy. And yes, I did say open areas. There's a couple. I thought this game was going to be linear, point A to point B. But then you get to the first bigger location and you're able to explore, find caches, solve some puzzles, get some rarities. You'll see dead humans who contain a bit of story on how they felt about Mother Sphere. Find collectibles and mini bosses. It's a pretty stacked world to explore, and I promise you no boredom is going to occur. There are no vehicles, however, so everywhere you go is going to be on foot, and that's fine because you have your sprint, but once you run a certain distance, you're going to get a boosted sprint, and that's pretty damn fast. So you don't have to worry about, damn, I got to go all the way there. And if you are like that, this game has camps. And yes, they are similar to Dark Souls, of course. Here you can fast travel to the different phones you're going to find around the map. As for the camp itself, it's going to be the only place that you can upgrade most of your equipment. And besides the skill tree, there's going to be a decent amount of stuff you need to pay attention to. Sword upgrades, drone upgrades, the exospines to equip for different stats, and of course, change of clothes. This game has so many damn outfits. It's tough to choose which one you want, but for me, just pick it for the weather. That's what I said. Then we have the tumbler that you're going to be upgrading, and this is your health file. It's not your only means of healing, but it is your main. Once you run out, yep, probably guessed it, you have to go rest at a camp and restore it. This is not a Souls-like game. It's not as tough, and you don't lose anything on death. The only characteristic they used is the camps, so do not fret. Some abilities you won't unlock till later game, like double jump or wall run, and same is said for equipment like an ultimate mode or a gun. And herein lies the most utilized unlocks I've ever witnessed in gaming, and that's not me being hot and heavy on this title either. Like, once you unlock the gun and go to the next main objective, the game literally switches genres on you, blocking your sword and you're only able to use your gun. Now the game turns into a horror shooter until you finish that quest, and it is complete with a boss battle. Like, what the hell's going on? That was the moment I fell in love with Stellar Blade. They never missed a perfect opportunity to engage with all the equipment that they're throwing at you. As for the difficulty, it's not too tough, but it is challenging. If it gets too rough, there are two options. You can either upgrade or just change the difficulty. Now here, I switched it down just to showcase the differences. And if you play on story difficulty, it is 10 times easier due to the fact that whenever enemies attack, they slow down time and it tells you what button to push. Now it doesn't take away from the fun to be had, but I do think that it messes with the flow a decent bit. Either way, you play how you like. I'm not judging you. Maybe you're here for a narrative and just need a little guidance. Or maybe you might be here for other reasons. Design-wise, I had some interesting thoughts throughout. First and foremost, this is a top tier looking PS5 title. Like one that maybe should have released when the console launched to show off every graphical achievement that Sony was shooting for. It really looks that damn good. For the level design, like I said, this map is filled with lots of shit to do, side quests, collectibles, all that. In a sense though, it does feel a little empty. Like with the Great Desert, for example, it is massive, but there's an emptiness about it. And they did fill it in with tons of enemies around the area, so it's not a boring vacancy. You just might jump in an area or two and say, it's kind of desolate. But that's more for the open areas. The linear missions are filled to the brim with puzzles, platforming, and action. Sometimes you're going to be swimming from area to area. Maybe you're going to be taking the Resident Evil Lift of Doom. Or perhaps you just need to parkour your way through a busted down rail station. Its diversity really knows no bounds. Audio is about what you would expect with a title like this. You got quirky characters who bring awkward dialogue that is shown in good talent. The soundtrack, I don't like it, but that's because it's just not my taste in music. So there's no harm there. I just love metal, and unfortunately the genre that was picked for this game is not my taste. Baby metal, however, if we could arrange something there, we'd be cooking. Take a look for yourselves.
That's the train graveyard. Another tremor.
Let's go.
Wait, slow down. Damn, we're stuck. They passed through the lasers without a single scratch.
I don't think Stellar Blade is necessarily a perfect game, but I felt if I didn't point out some cons, I couldn't be taken seriously. But it's still worth the $70. My cons are minor and they have nothing against the bigger picture of the game. It's a beautifully made hack and slash with addicting combat, a story that kept me wondering throughout, and graphics that might have sold a console or two. If you love Scarlet Nexus, if you love Nier Automata, and you need something else in that fashion, do not skip over this. You're gonna love it. This will get you by until the next big release of its kind. That's all I got. Be sure to subscribe, comment those games I showed in the video, and I will be back very soon.